Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, retired librarian turned homeschool mom, and in this video we're going to continue with Meg Cabot's diaries of notebooks from a middle school princess. So check out the first book. This is a spin-off from the Princess Diaries books, and we're focusing on Mia's half-sister Oliva Grace. Now in this book we're covering Mia's wedding from the point of view of Oliva Grace. You kind of get the they got married thing at the end of the royal wedding, which is an adult novel. This is more in details. There are also kind of things that are going on with Oliva Grace where she has to go to school for the last like 2 weeks because their school year isn't done yet. And they're kind of being forced to do that. Her and Rocky, who is again her he's her stepbrother, because if you remember correctly, Mia's parents decided to get married to each other. So Rocky is Mia's half-brother through her mother, and Oliva Grace is her half-sister through her father. And now they're married. So they're step-siblings. So, but it's kind of interesting. Again, this is the middle schooler, so we're dealing with a lot of the drama of dealing with other kids, other royals. They're going to the Royal Genovian Academy, and she interacts with a couple other characters, kind of a snobby Louisa, who shows up quite a bit, who's distantly related, cousin-wise. She shows up with another boy who's from another royal family. All of these kids are from royal families. They kind of look down on Rocky because technically he's not a royal. He's kind of a royal by marriage, because again, his half-sister's ruling Genovia. His stepfather is the former ruler of Genoa because her dad Mia's dad, and stepped down. And I have no idea what, technically, Mia's mother is the queen mother of Genovia, but again, Rocky's not directly related because he's Helen's child with Mr. Galini, who has passed. Check out the other videos for that. But it's an interesting little book. I love the physical forms of these, which is the reason I'm using them. And I'm not able to see this because it's a library copy. There's a whole map thing, which I love. I'm huge on maps. But you have the text. That's what's good about having these in physical form. I actually own them in ebook form. And that's how I originally read them. So, but you have the text from Mia's, Oliva Grace's friend, who doesn't quite fully understand time difference because she's back in New Jersey. They're in Genovia, if you remember from the other series. It's a fictional country somewhere between France and Spain. So it's on the Riviera. It's a tiny little principality. So it's like her friend Nashi, who's coming for the wedding. They're talking about wedding stuff, and she's very, as opposed to Mia, Oliva Grace gets along with Grandmère, despite that Grandmère is still crazy. And Grandmère and Mia are bickering constantly about the wedding. And again, remember, Mia's pregnant with twins at this point. So you have, basically, that's kind of the story. They're talking about baby names. And everybody's talking about all sorts of things. It's kind of cute. Again, you have more text back and forth. She's not supposed to be texting at the table. She's having princess lessons of her own. We go from Mia's princess lessons to Oliva Grace's, which are taking place in an actual palace. So, and Carl, I'm going to pronounce her, he's an important character. His family's been pushed out of their country, strangely enough, by the ruler that her uncle's working for, building some giant construction party project thing in his country. It's kind of based off a Middle Eastern country. But they become friends because in fact, she has a crush on him because he's good looking. And again, I think they're seventh graders. Kendra, these are seventh graders. This is how old she is. So she's like 12. Kendra, be quiet. I'm filming. Please ignore the annoying meowing cat. Okay. And then, of course, princess stuff, talking about how you pronounce people and where people sit. So it's a very cute story about the wedding and her having to go to school and make friends and interact with the royals and do some weird dance thing. And Rocky, you see illustrations of grandmère. That's the other thing. I love Meg Cabot, the fact that her you really do benefit from having a physical copy because you have all of her illustrations. And yes, Meg Cabot's the one who does the illustrations. Kendra, stop complaining. But that's kind of what the basis of this book is. It's kind of introducing Olivia Grace to the palace and a lot of the cast of characters of this book going through Mia's wedding and how everybody's trying to take care of her and how they end up dyeing the dresses that were supposed to be beige purple and Mia just goes with it, and kind of Rocky's interactions with kind of being a royal and a lot of texting back and forth between her friends and essentially teenage drama, as is, yes, cat. I will let you out in a few minutes. She wants out. She wants in, she wants out, because she's a cat. Come here. But this is a 13-year-old calico. She's cranky. So, but again, I love to have, if you can get them in digital, read them in digital, that I really would recommend you getting them in physical form, because I love the illustrations. But it goes through the first kind of couple of weeks. I think this starts, I think these things last longer than Mia's did. June 13th, Saturday. So that's when it starts. Where does it end? Oh, and she has pictures of everybody in the back, which is very, very cool. Again, this is a library copy. And it ends, let me pull back the actual, which is the wedding day. Actual wedding day. So June 21st. So, it's a matter of days. Similar to Mia. So, Sunday, so it's about a week. A bunch of drama happens in a week. So, as is actually, strangely enough, pretty common of Meg Cabot's books when it comes to the series, a lot happens in a short period of time. So, it's just kind of the week before Mia's wedding, which is kind of fun. And you get the wedding stuff and interacting with iguanas and boys, and it's fun fluff, as similar to the Princess Diaries, only it's, again, geared toward the middle school age, because Olivia Grace is 12. So she's 2 years younger than Mia was when Mia found out she was a princess. And of course, Mia was not transported completely to Genovia, the fact that she had a parent, both her parents are still alive, as opposed to Olivia Grace's, where she just has dad and mom. She was being raised by aunt because her mother passed. Check out the first book for more explanations on that. Fantastic book. Again, middle school romance. Yes, there are boys involved in this, but again, they're 12-year-olds, and they're 12-year-olds who are acting like 12-year-olds. And there's a lot of texting. Because again, these books came out in the 2000s, I think. 2016. So, this is more up to date in the technology and the references, opposed to the Princess Diaries, which took place in the 90s. So, and you get a lot of 90s tech and 90s, early 2000s references here. This is modern. So, fantastic book. There's 2 more in this series that I will review. I have physical copies sitting here. And this is the second book in the series, so check out the first. And the Princess Diaries, if you so please. I am going to be covering the Princess Diaries films. Obviously, there's no films of these. And I will be covering more Meg Cabot later in the year. So, if you like what you see, be sure to check out the rest of the channel. I did the entire Princess Diaries. Please ignore the cat. As well as other book series. I'm covering Tamora Pierce soon. I'm going to be doing some history videos about different other YouTube channels that cover history, as well as different stuff like that. I do films. I'm covering the Princess Diaries films. Both of them, no, they're not connected to the book. So, and yes, by the time you see this, those are done. The entire Princess Diaries, with the exception of one short story, is done and posted. This is being filmed in October 2022, if you want to know. But I cover a lot of stuff from kids' books to series to homeschooling stuff. We're getting more of the homeschooling stuff, some travel stuff here and there. Besides the Meg Cabot, I'm doing, again, Tamora Pierce. I'm doing the Guardians of Gahul later this year. The Hobbit has come out this year, so I did not cover those 3 films. I covered the Rankin and Bass thing. In fact, I just shot the video for the book. And a lot of other stuff, so be sure to check out the rest of the channel. And like and subscribe, and leave a positive comment if you have one. Thank you.